Welcome students. So hoping that your pre-midterm examinations were very good, and after the pre-midterm examinations let's continue the next part or the next chapter for your chemistry for class 11th, that is classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Okay, so this particular chapter is related to the classification of element and the arrangement of elements on the basis of their properties, which has made it more easier for us for the study of this elements chemistry. Okay, so why the need of classification of elements has been occurred? So in the 17th century, okay, in the 17th century, if we are talking about very starting period, okay, very starting period or the very starting part in the history where chemistry was shaping up there. So in the 17th century, only and only 31 elements were present. Okay, the discovery of the elements, the number of the elements which were discovered at the time, they were 31 only. Okay, and so as less number of elements were there, so it was very easy to study and to remember the properties of these elements there, because they were only 31 there. But when the time has been passed out, and around 1800 to 1869, okay, 1869, we will see that 63 elements has been discovered out. About 63 elements has been discovered out in only 100 years. Okay, so this in about 100 years, this more than doubled. Okay, more than double the elements has been found out here, which was a very large number of elements. And now slowly it was becoming very difficult for any individual chemist to remember all the innumerable properties and the compounds which are made from this particular 63 elements. So at this particular point, the chemist and the scientist have got out that there must be some classification of these elements. Okay, there must be some way in order to classify these elements, which can make the easier way, for remembering the different properties of the elements. Okay, so the arrangement of the known element according to their properties in a tabular form is known as the periodic table. Okay, the periodic table is nothing other than the arrangement of the known elements according to their properties in a tabular form. So at present, about 128 elements are being discovered out. Okay, out of which some are man-made also. Efforts to synthesize new elements are also now continuing, and 128 elements out of this, I think so 14 or 15 elements are man-made only. Okay, so it is one of the biggest contribution of chemistry to the history, that and for remembering such the properties of such a big number of elements, such large number of elements, some classification ways were required. So what are some of the historical ways according to on the basis of which the classification has been done? Historical development of periodic table. How the present modern periodic table has been developed out. Okay, so let's talk about this particular thing and the historical developments which has been taken place in the periodic table. So the first attempt, okay, most first attempt which was taken in the place was done by Lavoisier. Okay, he is also termed as the father of chemistry. Okay, Lavoisier, sorry, Lavoi, Lavoisier. Okay, Lavoisier. He has classified the elements. Sorry, he has classified the different substances into elements into metals and non-metals. Okay, but as it was the first attempt, therefore he has been considered as the father of the chemistry, father of the modern chemistry. Okay, after that, the first major contribution in the classification of element was given by Dobrener's triads. Okay, Dobrener's triad. So a German scientist, that is Johann Dobrener. Okay, Johann Dobrener, he has made the group of three elements. Okay, he has made a group of three elements which is termed as triads, and the triads have some property. The triads of element was having a property that the average mass of first and the third element in triad was equal or nearly equal to mass of second element of triad. Okay, second element of the triad, the mass was nearly equal. So for example, if I am taking lithium, sodium, okay, lithium, sodium, that is Na, and potassium. Okay, these three were present in the first triad. So for lithium, the mass is 7, sodium it is 23, and for potassium it is 39. So if we are making the average of first and third element, that is 7 plus 39 divided by 2. So here the value will be 7 plus 9, it will be 16, 146 divided by 2, that is 23. So it is very much equal to that of the middle element. Next group was calcium, strontium and barium. So the calcium's atomic mass is 40, strontium's atomic mass is 88, barium's is 137. So on taking the average for barium and calcium, 137 divided by 2, 7, 7, 1 divided by 2. Here it will be 8s are 0.5, 88.5. So it is nearly equal. Okay, you can see here it is nearly equal to the middle one. The third group which has been formed by Dobrenier, the third triad which has been proposed by Dobrenier, it was chlorine, bromine and iodine. So chlorine, the mass is 35.5, bromine it is 80, and for iodine it is 127. So on taking the average here, 35.5 plus 127 divided by 2, the value will be 12, 6, 12, 6, 162.5 divided by 2, it will be 8s are, 1s are, 2s are, 81.2. So it is nearly equal, not exactly equal, but it is nearly equal. Okay, so these were some of the triads which were proposed by Dobrenier, but there was a major drawback here. What? After these three groups, after these three triads, no more elements were following this rule. Okay, no more groups of elements were following this rule. So this was a failed attempt. Okay, this was proven to be a failed attempt by the Dobrenier. Next was the De Chancourtois classification. The third classification which was taken was by a French geologist, De Chancourtois classification. This particular De Chancourtois classification, he has taken the known elements in order of increasing order of their atomic weights and proposed a cylindrical table of elements. Okay, he has taken the elements in ascending order of their in ascending order of their atomic weights of their atomic weights and and formed a cylindrical table of element cylindrical table of elements. Okay, so to display the periodic recurrence of the properties, he observed that the elements with similar properties felt in a vertical lines. Okay, felt in a vertical line of spiral. He observed elements with elements with similar properties are fell in a vertical line from the center of spiral, from the center of spiral. However, they does not this particular classification does not attract that much of attention. Okay, next the next classification attempt which was made, it was made by Newland. Okay, it was made by Newland, and it is termed as Newland's law of octave. Newland's law of octaves. Newland's law of octaves. So, an English chemist, John Newland, he is an English chemist. He was an English chemist, and he has proposed that the elements, when the elements are arranged, when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their, in the increasing order of their atomic masses, in the increasing order of their atomic masses, the property of eight element, the property of every eighth element, of every eighth element are similar to first one, are similar to the first one. Okay, so this particular rule was called as Newland's law of octave. So here the example can be, I am showing the example here, element. Okay, next is the atomic weight, then again element, atomic weight. Okay, so here first element is lithium, then beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Then after that the next element is your sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. And last is your last group element and the atomic weight. It is for potassium and calcium. Atomic masses 7, 23, 39, 9, 24, 40, 11, 27, 12, 29, 14, 31, 16, 32, and 19, 35.5. Okay, so these were the octet rule which is formed by your Newland. Okay, so here we can see that in the above table, sodium, the eighth element, is having the similar property to that of the lithium, and it is placed in the same group. Okay, it is taken in the same group with the lithium here. Similarly, potassium is also taken here. Okay, but in the beginning, the idea of Newland was not widely accepted. But later, his work was taken up by the Royal Society, and it was given the Newland is been awarded the Davy Medal in 1887. Okay, but after calcium, this law has been failed out. For the heavier elements, this law does not support after the calcium. Okay, till calcium it was having a very good support there, and it is having a very good reason also there. Okay, the next, the main contribution towards the first periodic table. Okay, for the formation of the first periodic table, it is been given to Mendeleev. Okay, it is been given to Mendeleev, and the classification which is proposed by Mendeleev, it is termed as Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table. Okay, this Mendeleev's periodic table was one of the main milestone which has taken place in the history of chemistry. Okay, so what is the Mendeleev's periodic table, or what was the Mendeleev's periodic law? Let's discuss about this. So the Mendeleev's periodic law states that the physical and chemical properties, the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic masses, of their atomic masses. So he has proposed that the physical and chemical properties when arranged, okay, the when chemicals are arranged in a periodic manner, okay, in a periodic function manner, then they on the basis of their atomic masses, on the periodic function has been found on the basis of their atomic masses, then the physical and chemical properties are directly related to this atomic masses. Okay, so here, what are the Mendeleev's periodic table? Okay, what is the Mendeleev's periodic table? So the Mendeleev's periodic table were consisting of rows and columns. It was consisting of rows and columns. So the rows and columns which are present in Mendeleev's periodic table, the rows were termed as periods, and the columns were termed as groups. Okay, the columns were termed as groups, and the rows were termed as period. What are some of the important um what are some of the important achievements which is made by Mendeleev's periodic table? Okay, and why it is considered so important in the history of classification of element? Some of the contribution of important contribution of Mendeleev's periodic table. So the first important contribution of Mendeleev's periodic table is study of element. Systematic study of element. Okay, systematic study of element. The Mendeleev's periodic table simplified the study of elements. Okay, as the elements are being divided. Okay, they are being placed in such a way that let me make you aware of the Mendeleev's periodic table. What is Mendeleev's periodic table? Okay, students. So here you can see this is the Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, this is the Mendeleev's periodic table. So here the groups are the columns. Okay, these columns are termed as the groups. Okay, so group number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 groups are there, and each group is containing two different series, A series and B series. 1A, okay, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B, 7A, 7B, and 8 transition series. Okay, next, the rows are termed as periods. Okay, so each period is having also, it is also having two series, that is one first series and the second is the second series. The elements here are being arranged. The elements here are arranged. The elements are arranged here in the sorry, they are being arranged in the order here according to their atomic masses, but the arrangement in the groups, okay, the arrangement in the groups are been justified by the formation of their hydrides and oxides. Okay, the properties that they are similar, it has been taken out from the condition that they are been arranged such that the elements here are forming same type of the formula here is of same type of oxides, and the formula for hydrides are also same here. This was the first criteria which has been considered for their properties here, that they are having similar properties. Okay, so here you can see that the hydrogen is kept in the first group, okay, with the lithium, sodium, potassium, and here you can see that different elements are placed at the different positions, but some of the elements are placed in the same group only. Here you can see that same group two or more elements are being placed out here. Okay, and in some of the example you can see that the heavier elements are being placed before the lighter elements. Okay, heavier elements are being placed before the lighter elements. For example, if you are considering here potassium, okay, you are considering here potassium, so potassium is being placed after that of the argon. Okay, argon is not put out here, but while here you can see that potassium is having 39.102, while the element which is placed before it is having more mass than that of the potassium. Okay, similarly more examples can be seen out here. You can see that tellurium, it is having 127 mass, and it is been placed before iodine here, while the mass of iodine is 126. So that according to the rule here, the atomic masses rule, the tellurium must be placed after that of the iodine, but it is placed here before. Okay, so this kind of things has created some of the questions in the mind of the different chemists here, and different kinds of questions has arisen out there. But some of the major achievements was seen out there after the formation of this particular periodic table. So what are that achievements? We are talking about that only. Okay, what are that achievements? We are talking about that only. So the first achievement is the systematic study of elements. Now, after this particular arrangement, we can see that we can systematically study the properties of the elements. Okay, and we can easily guess the properties of the element by taking out the groups. Okay, in the particular group which they are present, we can easily guess their properties there. Next, correction in the atomic masses. Correction in atomic masses. After the arrangement of Mendeleev's in its periodic table, it has helped for correcting many of the atomic masses of elements. Okay, many of the atomic masses of the elements according to their position. Okay, so for example, the beryllium. For example, beryllium, the corrected mass is 13.5 to 9. Now it is been taken as 9. Okay, the atomic mass has been corrected. Okay, so hence different elements such as indium, gold, platinum, all these elements masses have been corrected out here. Okay, all these different elements have masses has been corrected out here after the formation of Mendeleev's periodic table. Next, prediction of new element. Prediction of new elements. As told before, Newland has not left any of the places for the placement of new elements. He has said that the maximum number of elements has been found out, and now no more elements will be found out there. But the prediction of new elements, for the prediction of new elements, new spaces were been left out in the Mendeleev's periodic table, which was one of the major achievement of the periodic table of the Mendeleev's. Okay, so for example, here you can see that gallium. Okay, gallium and aluminium. Okay, between gallium, for example, he predicted that the periodic properties of gallium. Okay, properties of gallium, which was at that time not discovered, and it was termed as eka aluminium. Eka aluminium. Okay, and similarly, germanium. Okay, which was not discovered at time, but it was named as eka silicon. Eka silicon. Okay, so these elements were discovered, they were not discovered at that time, but the spaces for these elements were left in the periodic table of the Mendeleevs. Okay, so hence it was one of the major achievement of the periodic table of Mendeleev, that he has left the spaces for the discovery of the elements which will be discovered out later. Okay, next, but there was some of the defects also, okay, drawbacks also, which has been seen out in the periodic table of Mendeleev. So what were the drawbacks? Let's talk about them. Mendeleev's periodic table, drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic table. So the major drawback of the Mendeleev's periodic table, first was the position of hydrogen. Position of hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen is placed in group 1. Hydrogen is placed in group 1 in Mendeleev's periodic table. Group 1 in Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, but it was very controversial because the hydrogen's property was similar to that of alkali metals also. Okay, that is group 1 metals. Okay, group 1 metals. But sometimes they were similar to that of the halogens also. That is group 8A elements. Group 7A elements. Sorry, 7A elements. Okay, so due to this, the position of hydrogen was not correctly defined in the periodic table of Mendeleev. Okay, next, number 2, anomalous pairs. Some of the anomalous pairs were been present in the Mendeleev's periodic table, and the defining of this anomalous pair were not particularly defined out there, because here the atomic mass rule was not obeyed. Atomic mass rule was not obeyed. For example, in case of potassium, okay, in case of potassium, the potassium is having mass 39.1, while the argon is having the mass 39.9. Okay, so here according to the rule, argon must be placed after potassium, but in the periodic table, argon was placed before potassium there. So it was controversial there, why the heavier element is being placed before the lighter element. Okay, next, cobalt, which is 58.9, and nickel, which is 58.6. Here cobalt was being placed before that of the nickel, which was more heavier than that of the nickel, and it was also a controversy here. Okay, tellurium. I have showed you this thing, that tellurium, it is having 127.6, while the iodine is having 126.9 mass. So here also we can see that the tellurium, which was heavier element, it was placed before that of the iodine here. So the explanation for this type of placement was not given in the periodic table for the Mendeleevs, and hence it has caused the drawback. Next, the third drawback in the Mendeleev's periodic table was the position for the isotopes. Position for isotopes. As you know that the elements which are having same atomic number but different atomic masses. Okay. After the formation, during the formation of a periodic table, this Mendeleev's periodic table, isotopes were not discovered. But after the discovery of isotopes, one major question has arisen that how we will place the isotopes in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Because for taking an example here, hydrogen 1 1, that is protium, hydrogen 1 2, that is your deuterium, deuterium, and hydrogen 1 3, that is your tritium. These three elements, okay, protium, deuterium, tritium, these are all hydrogens only, but they are having different atomic masses but same atomic number. Then in case here, what will happen, this will be placed as the three different elements in the periodic table of Mendeleev, which was not possible. So the positions for isotopes was not provided in the Mendeleev's periodic table, and hence it has created some of the controversy. Next, some similar elements were placed, some similar elements are separated and dissimilar elements are placed together, and dissimilar elements are grouped together. This thing was also observed out there. For example, you can see that copper and mercury resembles in their property, but they have been placed in different groups. While at the same time, you will see that in group 1A, elements such as sodium, lithium, potassium were grouped with copper, which copper, silver, and gold, which were having different property as comparison to that of the silver, copper, and gold. Because you know that lithium, sodium, and potassium, they are very reactive. While in case of copper, silver, and gold, they are very less reactive. So how they can be placed in same group? Okay, so hence this type of placement has also created some of the controversies. Okay, next, position of lanthanides and actinides. So the position for lanthanides and actinides are also not provided there. Okay, position for lanthanoids and actinoids was not provided. Lanthanoids and actinoids were not provided in the periodic table of that of the Mendeleev's. So for today, we have discussed about the different classifications, history of the classification of the elements which was taken place, and also we have discussed in briefly about the contributions and the drawbacks of the Mendeleev's periodic table. So in the further class, we will talk about the modern periodic table and discuss about different achievements and different contributions of the modern periodic table. So for this particular class, I am ending the class here only. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.